Okay, welcome to the Crypto Wig YouTube channel. If you like this content, then please like, subscribe and drop me a comment down below to try and help out the YouTube algorithm, grow the channel. Also, there's now a Discord channel. Use the link down below in the description. If you could please join the channel if you're interested, that'd be much appreciated. Then I can give assistance one-on-one. That'll be a lot easier than going through the YouTube channel. All of the trading that I do will be uploaded onto here, so there will be a section specifically where you can see where I'm entering and exiting the market, and hopefully that'll be useful to everybody. So during this video we're going to discuss the grid trading tactic that I tend to employ, not rigidly, but it's the easiest way of actually explaining how it is that I go through deciding when to enter and exit. So I can show the sort of textbook example versus how it has actually gone down by looking through the previous trades inside my account. So realistically, as I discussed in a previous video, if I was entering the market, my grid would probably look something like this, so that the entering and exiting the market is going to be based upon support and resistance off of the technical analysis on horizontal support lines, as opposed to arbitrary numbers like what are displayed on this graph here. Now, for the purpose of actually learning how you're going to do it, we're going to use the chart rather than the graph, and then we'll come back to this once you've got an idea of how the process actually works. So here's a example or a sort of textbook version of how I would enter and exit the market. So this tactic is called grid trading, as you set up a grid of buys and sells that take a rough profit percentage each time, and you're trading with the same amount. So going through this, if you was to say I have $1,100 available, going back through the previous phantom low price of around about $1.30 and the current price of $1.85, if you're entering the grid at these positions here, that means you're going to have 11 grid positions. The grid size is going to be roughly 55 cents of 5 cents per grid, and then this number here is just a case of how much money do you want to deploy into the grid, and how many grid positions are going to allow you to do $100 at 5 cent movement per position. So what happens is, you, as the price falls, you're going to buy, and then as the price increases, then you will sell. So if the price was $1.86, you'd be doing nothing. When the price comes down and hits $1.85, you'll open up your first position with a target take profit of 10%. Now this calculates that to take a 10% profit, you would exit, so you'd sell that position at $2.04. Now if you entered with $100, you would exit with $100, and the 10% that you made would remain as phantom. So your profit then stacks into phantom, which you can use this exact same technique. This is literally talking about trading phantom against the dollar, but this works with anything. You could be trading phantom against a T-share, T-share against a dollar, T-share against a tomb, etc. So ideally what would happen is you'd come down and you'd get all the way down to the very bottom. You would have bought all of these positions, and then it would move all the way back up to the top again, and you would take a 10% on each one of these positions. So in total you would be making 10% each time one of these transacts. So if there's 11 positions, that would make you 11 times $10. So it would be 10% of the total amount. you do not make 10% each time on the total amount. You make 10% on the $100 positions. So if the reason why that this is better than just I'm going to wait until it gets to 135 and then I'm not going to sell it until it gets all the way up here. What happens if you buy at 135 and the price only increases to 155 and then it starts to come back down again, back down to 135? You never take any profits. Now what happens here, you will take profits no matter what's happening, provided that you have a 10% movement. So if you come all the way down here to $1.35, by the time you've got back up to $1.49, you'll have made your first 10% profit. And then if you can ride that all the way back up, then you'll have had over $100 in profit. Now what can happen is the grid can do this, you know, go right down to here and then back up and then back down and then back up, and as long as you're within the upper and the lower bounds of the grid, so the lower bound being $1.35 and the upper bound being $2.04, then you will constantly be making these 10% profits. Now the way that this works in real terms is more along the lines of, for looking back through this, so you can see the prices where I bought in, and then you can see the prices where I sold. So if the area is yellow, then that position has been closed. If the area is red, then that is a hypothetical take profit. So if we run through this, you can see the price actually moving. So the first position was entered at 4313, and then every 100 that it fell, roughly, I entered another position until we got to the bottom position of 3860. So this is talking about trading a T-share against a phantom. So we're using we're using phantom to buy T-share. So that's what this buy column is here, and then we're using T-share to buy phantom. So when you sell the T-share into phantom. Here is the actual percentage profit, and this is the amount that you're trading with. So when it says 63 here, there I used 63 phantom to buy 63 phantoms worth of T-share at a price of 4,313 phantom per T-share. So when you then come to selling, I sold 63 phantoms worth of T-share at 4,984 phantom per T-share, which represented a 15.5% profit. So this column here shows you how many phantoms worth of T-share was created or profited with during that trade. Now you can see as I scroll down here how many of these trades I've actually done over the last month or so that I've been trading all of this. And if you add together only the ones that are yellow and therefore have been taken profit, you can add together all of these phantoms and you end up finding that 477 phantom profit has been taken in this column, and then all of the ones in the right hand side column relate to the ones that are red still and have not yet been taken. So there, if I was to take them at the numbers indicated in here, then, you know, like that position for example, I entered at 3616, I could take that for a 90% profit, so that would make me nearly 91 phantom. So potentially there's 725 phantoms worth of profit still to be taken. Now I'm not saying that I'm going to sell all of these, because I actually want to try and just build up more and more, and then the ones that are left behind, like these for example, will probably just end up staying there because they're now staked in the masonry. But they're still there just in case. Let's say we ever went to like 20,000 phantom and I've no idea where I entered at least I have a record of where can I sell and be either breaking even or making profit. So it's it's really handy having this, and this works for any of them, as I said earlier. So that's trading Phantom against a T-share, but if you come over here we're trading Phantom against a dollar. So you can see where I bought in at these prices, and then you can see where I sold and the percentage that I took in profit. Coming down, you can see this is the same again. This is buying Phantom using dollars, and then selling Phantom back into dollars. And again, you can see here some of these haven't actually been taken yet, so they're ones that in the future, when the price gets back up to this sort of area, I can then take profit on those. So the reason why this is actually so powerful, you can see here, well, I entered the market here at $3 per Phantom. Now the price is now $1.90, and yet my account's actually 50% in profit still, because of all of these other positions here where I've taken 14%, 16, 15, 17, 19, 7%. So I've been taking little profits along the way, not being too greedy. My rules usually, if you've made a 10% profit, then consider taking that profit, and if you get to 15%, then just take it. 15% is absolutely fantastic. You can see here, so I bought in at $1.95 and the price got up to $2.25. Now at the time, where we'd just come from these sort of prices, $2.25 felt really, really cheap. And I was like, well, why am I taking when I could hold out and I could make an extra 50%? But then look where we are now. Now we're back here. We're at 184 is the most recent one that I bought at. So if I hadn't have sold this position here, taking my 16% profit, I now wouldn't have any funds remaining to have entered that position there and that position there. Now when I take those out, let's say I was to go to $2.25 for those, I'd be looking at now making another 17%, another 22%. If I hadn't have taken that profit there, then I wouldn't be able to take these profits here. The other ones we've got, so you can trade T-share against a tomb. Now I don't really like to do this. People might cringe when they see me saying that I sell tomb in order to buy T-share, but think of it in the opposite direction. There will be a point where I sell T-share to buy tomb. So yes, I'm putting negative pressure on it, but I'm usually doing that when we're already underneath peg, so I'm not causing us to stop printing. But when we are printing, that's when the price is going to be high, and I'm going to be taking my profit when the price is high. And what I'm going to actually do is buy tomb, and that's going to keep the peg up. So although this sounds like I'm betraying the community, actually if you look at it the other way around, I end up selling it when it's low and you're not really hurting anybody, and then buying it back when it's higher, and that's enabling the peg to actually stay above to print again. And then the final one, which has only just recently been enabled, okay, not quite the final one, so T-share against USDC. So these are all quite small take profits. They only represent a few dollars for each one, but again it all adds up. Between all this lot here, there's probably another $30, and the more that the portfolio grows, the bigger these positions are going to get. And then like I was saying, the newest one that we can now do thanks to TombSwap is we can now trade T-bonds. They're now a liquid asset rather than something that just is held in the hope that the peg goes up to a beneficial level. we can now trade these. So when T share price gets low, I can now sell some T bonds to buy some T shares, and then in reverse, when the T share price goes high, that means the peg's probably going to be higher because that's what drives the T share price up. I'll then cash back into T bonds. I can then redeem those T bonds provided that the peg's above 1.1 and be paid more TOOM, more Phantom. So again, that's another strategy that I'm recently employing, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, and these are just OXDAO positions. They're not really anything to do with TOOM. So I don't know whether that was just way too much information. So let me know what you think of this video, because it's the first time that I've done something that isn't specifically related to TOOM. This is more of a trading technique that can be employed alongside staking in TOOM. So like, drop us a comment, or even better, if you can go over onto the Discord page that'll be linked in the description. If you can go over there and start up a discussion about whether you liked this content or not, and how it could be improved, so that I'm not sort of sitting and overwhelming you with information. Perhaps it could be broken into multiple videos instead. Yeah, so let me know. Again, if you've seen it through all the way to the end, like, subscribe, comment, please. Grow the channel, grow the people who are watching this. Part of the idea of this is to be able to help people who don't really know what they're doing. They can't understand why the Masonry stopped printing, yet they're the ones who are selling their TOOM. So the more people who I can get out to help out, the better it will be for everybody in the community. Thanks a lot. Bye.